Right people, so welcome back to another video. We're doing some more M140i mods. We're back up at Evolve Automotive. Car's already inside. Got a nice delivery here, which Aston was going to pick up before, but we realized it was probably a bad idea considering how heavy it is. So in there we have a Wavetrac LSD. It's going to be a big upgrade for the car. As you lot know, it comes with an open diff. Well, this particular car doesn't have any mods, so it is open. You will have seen in the first drive that we did, the car was having a bit of issues with traction. We're going to give you guys a full explanation on this once the original diff is off. We'll get them side by side and yeah, explain what the benefits of a Wavetrac LSD is. But yeah, we'll get the car up on the ramp first. Before an M140i, the LSD is probably up there in terms of mods that you want to do. Even on stage 1 and 2 power, it's definitely worth doing. The Wavetrac does have a few extra benefits over your normal ATB LSDs. We're going to go through all of that shortly. Just want to give a massive thank you to Wavetrac Europe, Ash, I've been dealing with. They literally sent that out yesterday. They assembled the whole axle unit and they send it as one. The benefit of having the axle unit already assembled, it just saves on labor time. We are going to take the thing for a first drive again after we've already installed it. And there is also going to be another video on Evolve Automotive's YouTube channel. All of these links will be in the description. So yeah, you've got a lot of content to enjoy in an M140i. Of course, this series is basically just getting started at this point. There's also all the power and all of that stuff is on its way. The dyno is going to be ready soon as well. So plenty of stuff to enjoy. If you do like content on these kind of cars, make sure you are subscribed. If you're a VW guy as well, I still will have content for you lot. But yeah, the M140i is taking a bit of priority for a bit. We've also got some Powerflex inserts which we're going to fit on the car today. What we'll do though at the minute, we'll give you guys a little montage of just stuff being undone. And then yeah, once it's all taken apart, we'll explain everything in a bit more detail. Yes, Aston with a big tool.
Big tool and a big tool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stand back.
Yeah, I'm on the face now.
Look, Matt's got all the lights out, everything. I feel like I'm part of a proper production today, man. Look at the gimbal. No playing around. I feel like I need to just put this camera down.
Give you all the stuff, give you all the benefits.
Yeah, I know. There's gonna be the other video, like I mentioned, on the Evolve channel, so you can get loads of nice panning shots, and as you can see, very fancy. So you're getting 2 perspectives today. Open diff is getting taken out now. It's just interesting how brown this car is underneath, considering it's only, what, it's an 18 reg, so they've done 25,000 miles. Maybe it's just been in a bunch of fields, I have no idea.
Jiggle it, jiggle it.
Yes, Hash making a video, making a video appearance today. Apparently these vents on the OPF versions of the M140i are actually open, so you can get them from the dealership. I'm going to double check the part number that I've got, and then if that checks out, I will let you guys know. A lot of these little things, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll normally post a bunch of stuff there. If I haven't put in a video, I'll likely have it up on there. I'm going to probably drag you the car again, probably in a better road. So yeah, bunch of content coming up. We are going to still address a few more bits on the handling side of things, stuff like the springs. And there we go, the original unit's coming out now. Right folks, we've got the open diff out the car. Unfortunately, we can't show you the inside of it because it's already been built up. The most you can see from here is the fact that this one you can see straight through, and this one is blocked. But the main sort of highlights of a Wavetrac LSD as opposed to some of the other ATBs on the market is that it has a few patented parts. You've got the wave hub and also you got the carbon fiber bias plates. Essentially the benefits of this over the other ones on the market is that, say for example you get a situation where one axle loses load, like say for example you're tripoding over a corner, if you're really sending your 140i, the Wavetrac will still perform like an LSD, where some of the other ones will typically act like an open diff in them situations. It also has a lifetime warranty and just generally is a bit more solid than those ones. Right, so we are going to be fitting some Powerflex subframe inserts as well. We've got the front and rear ones. Should just generally help with a bit of the stiffness of the car. They normally feel quite detached, these things. There's just a bunch of little things you can do. Hopefully the overall effect is that the car is just a bit more direct. Of course here you got the standard subframe bushes. Essentially what we're going to do is fill that void there with the inserts.
So like you just said, the insert will sit inside the rubber mount, and then it basically just fills this gap, which stops the metal part inside from moving as much. So it just caps in here, so it just stops it from on there.
I'm gonna put a link to a video in the description to show you like more of a detailed look at the insides of a Wavetrac LSD. Ash actually did a video himself on a few of their customers' cars. So you can see like a kind of exploded diff model, shows you the wave hub, the carbon fiber bias plates. And yeah, you can just, if you want to know more about a Wavetrac LSD, that's your best bet. Right, so subframe inserts all in. How much you reckon that weighs, man? How you picked that
Probably
up?
30, 35 kg.
No playing around, man.
Maybe a bit more.
Yeah. In terms of stock exhaust, I'm probably going to leave it alone. Probably just do a 4.5-inch downpipe. I know people do res deletes on the MPE, but I quite like the sort of subtle tone to it. It's quite a loud thing from the outside. Inside the car, it's quite refined, but ever since I put the stage 1 on it, it's already making more turbo-y noises, so I'm quite happy with it, to be fair. It's a bit of a, I want to say a sleeper because people know what these cars are, but it's just a bit more understated. I'm not really a fan of the whole crazy overrun on these things, so I'll just leave it alone and we'll just do all the proper mods, you know, handling, giving it more power without making a fuss. Alright, so the LSD's in, exhaust is going back on as well.
I'm actually looking forward to
Yeah. Yeah, because the full...
Because I've never driven an M140i or an M135i with a
Yeah.
diff actually, so... And the bushes, so...
Yeah, and the bushes hopefully make it a bit less loose at the rear end. But the full, well, your full driving impressions are going to be on the Evolve channel, aren't they?
Yeah, so I'll come up next week hopefully.
Yeah.
And then I'll take your car out and then drive it very gently and see what it's like.
Drive it very gently, you know. Just do whatever you got to do, man. I want to see what Mr. M here thinks of the car, you know. But yeah, we're getting there. The car's definitely got its biggest upgrade so far.
Yeah, this is definitely for me like probably the best upgrade you'll do on the whole car.
Yeah, the whole car. Yeah, I was saying earlier in the video as well, it's even on stage 1, stage 2 power makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because they just feel so torquey. They like to just chuck up one wheel pretty much quite frequently.
Would you call it, Matt?
One
wheel fire?
Yeah, one wheel fire. As he's walking away, he's had enough of the M140.
Matt's shy. He likes making the videos, not being in the
Yeah.
Unlike Aston.
Yeah, man, Aston. Bolt went flying. Still works, doesn't it, mate?
Yep.
Burnouts galore now, isn't it? Yeah, in here with all these M cars, yeah. Right, so as you can see, it's dark out there. So what we'll do, we'll cut to a driving segment now and see what the LSD is about. Right, folks, so of course the M140i has got an LSD. You've just seen it getting fitted. We are going to take it for a drive, but I just want to give you guys a little burnout just to show you what happens when you fit one to an M140i. Of course, I'm not driving. You know, I'm here holding the camera, so yeah, we're on basically a private road. Definitely does sound good, as well as laying down a lot of rubber. I think I'm gonna have to expedite those plans for new tires. Right, folks, so you've seen the car can do quite a good burnout. We're back on the same roads that I did the first drive on, so you can go back and check that video out if you want to see a comparison of how it was like when I had an open diff. And now, of course, we've got the lovely Wavetrac LSD in here. I've been driving the car for a few days now, just back and forth. I've already done about 500 miles since the installation. And I gotta say, the thing's just night and day better. It's hard to explain until you drive it, but I'm gonna give you guys my sort of best impressions, if that makes sense. You'll notice the car just follows, it basically goes together. So if it's gonna spin, it genuinely feels like it's got an extra 40 horsepower as well with the Wavetrac diff, because the car's just putting all its power down very efficiently. Right, let's floor it here. I just spun around. See that? Oh mate, it's like the M2, that is. See, it does this kind of fishtailing, which you'd expect being a rear wheel drive car with a limited slip diff, but it's so controllable. Like, you just have faith in the car and it'll do kind of what you ask from it. If you provoke it, you're gonna get a response that provoking would give. There's no unpredictability anymore. Even when you're trying to flow through a bend, you kind of just stick on your line and you glance at the speedo and you realize you're actually bloody flying in this thing. The other difference being, in the first drive the car was stuck. Now we got stage 1 power, which I'll be honest has definitely surprised me, man. Stage 1 on M140i is no joke. We've got thrums and everything going on. Obviously I'm still being a bit careful due to the fact that we still have got to sort the suspension out. We haven't got rid of the other drawbacks of it being an M performance car just yet. It's a bit jittery. Here it's not too bad because it is kind of smooth tarmac, but we still have a few bits to resolve. I believe we're back at Evolve next week. Nah, what a car. The amount of noises it makes as well, it's amazing. Especially for the money as well. Like I was having this debate with a few people just talking about the prices of these M140i's. You can buy one of these, like an earlier one, for like 18k, spend 2 grand on a diff, maybe another couple of grand on a stage 2 package or whatever. I know it sounds like a lot of money in isolation, but when you think about it, for 25k you could have basically a rear-wheel drive hatchback with tons of power. That noise, I don't think you can beat it, especially with the fact that these cars are still quite new as well, so they're not going to be rusting and all that silly stuff. Oh, don't even know what to say, guys, I'll be honest. Just get an M140i and put LSD on it. I don't think they're ever going to sell this car, you know. Look at the induction noise as well. Be lit up by that there. Look, you can hear it in the cabin. It reminds me a lot of my Edition 30 when I had the seats down, of course. If you listen now, it's from the back of the car and you hear it resonate with the whole cabin. You get this like rush. There's no other way to put it. You get a rush when you're driving it. I'm not saying it because I've got one, but yeah, big shout out to Wavetrac Differentials Europe, specifically Ash, proper top guy, man. The service you get with Wavetrac is amazing. Like, I was communicating with them and just trying to find out when it would be dispatched, because of course they assemble the full unit and send it out. Usually of course they do their own installs as well, but they sent the whole assembled axle unit essentially, and we fitted it in a couple of hours at Evolve. Goes to show, having an LSD fit to your car is not as labour intensive as you'd think. Oh my god. See, we get it to just spin here. See that, it's spinning in a straight line. There's no side to side action. Gearbox is whining as well. Straight and true, as they say. Oh, I wish you guys were here in person. You need to hear this whining noise that the gearbox makes. There's noises that M140i's make that you'll only know once you drive an M140i. I say the other thing that I would point out with the Wavetrac diff, and of course we've got the subframe bushes before I forget, which we've added. The rear axle does feel a bit more located. We've kind of solved a lot of the issues at the rear end, if that even makes sense. But yeah, as I was going to say, it has highlighted more weaknesses in the front end. So by no means are these chassis mods complete. We're still going to do the front arms. We're going to put M4 ones on. We've got the suspension to do. We've got dampers to do. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this car's like when it's complete. As I said, I'm going to document all the changes. We're going to tell you how the diff behaves as it goes throughout the different power levels. This ain't the last video that we're going to be talking about this. I got this car to do content on, so I want to give you guys every part of a M140i, if that makes sense. I haven't noticed any increases in NVH levels, so noise, vibration, harshness. Can't notice anything. See how it gets out from here. Mate. Okay, some visor definitely came off, but did you guys see that? Do I need to say more? I mean, if you guys know of any place I can go to practice some slidey stuff, that would be much appreciated. Like a figure of 8 or something like that. I'd love to get to grips with this car a bit more. I still have a bit of a kind of mental barrier in my head since my accident last year, so with the whole rear wheel drive or rear bias forward drive situation, so I'm not going to go crazy on the public highway, as they say. But it would be great to get this thing sliding around, maybe even do some drifting videos. It's like a capsule of speed, man, like Clarkson used to say. Listen to that. This is stage 1. Nah, silly car, silly car. that's a good place to end the video, folks. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Big shout out to Wavetrac Differentials Europe, but the main gist of it being it's the one to go for if you are going to fit an LSD. There's enough differences to make it worth the extra, and just generally, yeah man, just get one on your M140i. Make sure you like the video if you did enjoy it, subscribe for a lot more content to come. Also go and check out Evolve Automotive, their YouTube channel. As you know, we're working with them on this whole project, so check out that video if you want to see another angle of it, and Imran's take on it. But yeah, I'll stop rambling, guys. I'll see you in the next video.